good evening. I'm going to share with you a breathing technique to help calm you down, ground you, or maybe help you check in with yourself. One thing that yoga has done for me is help me enter into a relationship with my breath and help me to understand how important that relationship with my breath is. So this evening, I invite you to maybe do an experiment to see if maybe this breathing exercise is useful for you. First, start by finding a comfortable seated position and only engage when it takes to have a long, nice, neutral spine. Rising the sternum or the heart or your chest up towards the sky and maybe just sticking your butt out a little bit. Helping yourself find the lumbar spine curve. Maybe just engaging in the lower abdomen ever so slightly. If you want a number, 10%. Sitting up tall, letting the head stack over the heart. Allow yourself just to notice your breath. Maybe all day you've walked around breathing and you haven't noticed your breath. So fully right here, right now, for about 90 seconds, we're going to take some time just to notice our breaths. Trying to imagine each inhalation coming from the base of the spine and each exhalation sinking you down into your sits bones. And after you notice your breath for about this long, doesn't have to be anything too extravagant or too fancy, just noticing it for about 90 seconds or so, long enough for your breath to become even and balanced. And as the breath becomes even and balanced, you'll become aware of the present moment. And as you become aware of the present moment and the breath becomes balanced and even, maybe you begin to send your gaze inward and close your eyes. Just finding some space to close your eyes and notice your breath, bringing it even and balanced. Now beginning to count your breaths. An inhalation and an exhalation is 1. That next round is 2. Maybe with the intention of moving towards the number 25. Each time you're distracted with a sensation in the body, or a thought, or an image, or a sound maybe happening in the background, return to 1. Eventually losing yourself in the relationship you have with your breath so much that everything else just kind of melts away. Maybe practicing that now. Closing your eyes, sitting up tall, and noticing your breath, and counting 1 inhalation and exhalation. 1. The second round, 2. breath, and allowing the gaze to soften and opening your eyes again. Knowing that you could take that long, or maybe the amount of time that you have at any given moment to check in with your breath long enough to bring it even and balanced. Maybe even directing all your awareness towards your breath by simply counting the inhalation and exhalations as one. Moving upward maybe towards 25 to have a place that you're moving towards, directing your focus, letting all the other stuff kind of melt away, knowing that as you return, maybe you gain some clarity, knowing nothing will change by doing this breathing exercise on the outside world. You just might feel a little bit centered, knowing that people used to tell me to find my center and I used to want to know where it went. And now I know that it's always with me and it's always here and I don't have to look for it. I could just close my eyes and take some time to notice my breath, letting myself feel calm enough to do something useful no matter what's going on the outside of me. So I invite you all to try any part of what I've set out that you might find useful. Decide if it's useful for you, and then maybe move from there, knowing that, as my husband reminded me, maybe you decide it's not useful for you, and good. You can check that off your list and find stuff that is useful for you. Either way, I feel like it's important to listen